He never buys her flowers, says it's a waste of money because they never last. She buys vases and mason jars at yard sales and thrift shops to fill herself, grows and buys armfuls of blossoms, sometimes paints pictures of their petals, writes them songs, or simply sits beside them. It's vital to know what lasts. If he were to bring her flowers today, an ordinary Monday, that bouquet might last forever. And the way she buttered her toast, stirred the soup, said goodnight, perhaps even kissing his lips again, would not be the same as all the nights before or since. Flowers do this. Title, Flowers Do This. In my life, I'm not prone to revenge, but if you take up your pen and put it on a page, you get much more courageous and evil, and that's what happened here. I quote Shakespeare at the top that says, "There's no more faith in thee than in a stewed prune." Dear Miss Poth, 3 minutes? Ah, okay, good. 3 minutes. Well, I think I'm just going to do, well, that's not really fair, is to give an intro and then, all right, I'll read it really fast. You should have been organizing hoarders or picking fleas off roadkill cats, not teaching people, adolescents. Were you 108 years old or just dry of breath and brain? I see our class desks smacked together around your own, the brown record player on your desk, you lowering a black 33 LP down over the little silver spindle, pulling back the arm till it clicked to get it spinning, positioning and lowering the needle so we could sit staring at dog-eared books, our cuticles, each other, as disembodied voices read us Romeo and Juliet. It was June and we were sweaty and over school, over sitting in small desks and sick of you. We sharpened pencils for the thrill of moving, making a breeze. We hated your red pen staining our pages of writing we cared nothing about that squeezed out any life left in us. Writing for nothing, for no one, that had no other reason for being than you assigned it to grade, to mark, to record in your black grade book beside our given names so we could move on. We wrote pages of nothing worth keeping. We sat through Act 1, Scene 1 and 2 and 7 and on, heads on, arms on desks. Sit up, you said a trillion times. For what? There was nothing but a housefly buzzing in the corner of one window, the turntable slowly spinning, the arm making its way into the center, riding the bumps and grooves, sending out harks and come-forths, and Juliet is the sun. I suppose it was better than reading it ourselves that we had been doing, a little, a bit, a tad, a smidgen. Though it was funny hearing Gerald Stiller and Timothy Brown struggle and stumble, and it was a chance when he read to watch David Whittle, which I never normally do as he might look over and catch me. But when we read it, we were forced to pay attention, keep up as you called out our names randomly rather than just going around this circle. I once tried writing a little whimsically in your class, Miss Poth, to bring a little life to my page. Not much, nothing lyrical or bold. I simply wrote, "The clouds flew past." And you scullion, you bull's pizzle, you Rampalian fustilian of a woman with paste for brains and a ruler for a heart, circled it in red, slapping an X next to it in the margin, writing, "Clouds do not fly." This isn't even true, is it? I didn't write clouds spreaded wings, flapping and dipping between the legs of cows. If clouds don't fly, Miss Poth, how might you describe it? The clouds were here and then there? I was always a C in your class. I was the girl who had to bushwhack back to a love of language. The girl who, free of you in school, became published. I teach writing, Miss Poth. Clouds fly. In one of my books, a frog talks. Yes, me, the girl who put her words on hold till graduation, the one you, and here, let me be a titch dramatic. The girl you slayed with your academic sword and 1,000 kinds of inconsequentialness. Yes, I know that's not a word. Methinks if Shakespeare had seen what you were up to, wench, he'd have skewered you like a Christmas pig and stuffed your pursed lips with brandied figs and burnt sweetmeats. I hope you had a life and didn't die dead as we knew you. You in dark skirts, iron blouses with pins, holding the neck closed extra tight, and those quick steps, always in a hurry to get to your one small room in those echoing halls or nowhere. I never saw you laugh. That was your response. So I have two short ones, or shall I stop? This was when you have an embarrassing moment and it's just such a moment in a life, and then poetry takes it and turns it around and you need to get a gift. And this is called A+ Self-Love Error. The priest in the flowing robes found me at the end of the rite, placed prayer hands against his chest, an arrow pointing to his chin or God, and tilting toward me said, "You have a beautiful soul." But listening too quickly, expecting a beautiful ceremony, I blurted, "Yes, I know, so beautiful." And he rose from his bow, surprised, beaming, as if I'd sung one clear note, said the perfect thing. A+ Self-Love Error. And finally, a poem that I almost threw away because I always say if a line comes to you, you should just put it down and follow it. But the line that came, I protested because it was boring. It was about a sugar bowl, and I was in a big workshop and how embarrassing and stupid. But I just followed my own advice and something came. It's called The Life. I fill the sugar bowl so the spoon rests on a mound, as much sweetness as I wish. Let it be full. I'm always filling things. The kettle in case you come for tea, vases with water, water with tulips, my daughter's room with bouquets. Not half the bowl, but sugar rising over the rim. Not one vase beside her bed, but 3, plus 1 on each sill as well, and a rose on her shelf. Generous, filling and refilling, as if I knew how brief the blossom, the cup, the life.